Well, a new stunning report shows that fluoride actually lowers the IQ in children. Why are they putting it in our water, our toothpaste, and every other thing that we consume on a daily basis? We're talking about this conspiracy and more on Beyond the Headlines, only on Vigilant News. This segment is sponsored by My Patriot Supply, providing emergency meal kits to Americans at preparewithvnn.com. I'm Elijah Schaefer. Let's start the show. Our top story today comes from the vigilantnews.com, where we're talking about a new study regarding fluoride. If you aren't worried, well, you should be. Yet another conspiracy theory apparently proven true. This one is republished from The Last American Vagabond. The final version of the report confirms what previous draft versions have concluded. Fluoride exposure is associated with lower IQ in children. The long-delayed and censored final report from the U.S. National Toxicology Program has found moderate confidence that fluoride exposure is consistently associated with lower IQ in children. The NTP report has been the source of controversy over the last couple of years as it became clear that the elements of the U.S. government were seeking to prevent its release. Now, the NTP's final report, also known as Monograph, reported that 72 studies examined the association between fluoride exposure and IQ in children, and 64 of those studied found an inverse relationship associated between estimated fluoride exposure and IQ in children. Now, of the total of 72 studies, the NTP considered 19 of those studies to be highly quality, and of those high-quality studies, 18 were reported an inverse association between estimated fluoride exposure and IQ in children. Now, that's pretty damning here, the fact that, look, fluoride is clearly causing IQ problems, and if you don't believe me, just walk around outside and see how stupid we've become. Was this intentional, or was this an accident? Because even among 53 studies, which were considered to be low quality, the NTP found that 46 of the 53 low-quality studies in children also found evidence of an inverse association between an estimated fluoride exposure and IQ in children. So that's insane. That is insane. 46 of the 53 low-quality studies, 88%, in children also found evidence of inverse association. So the NTP, by the way, is run by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to coordinate, evaluate, and report on toxicology within public agencies, and is headquartered at the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences. Now, while these conclusions are breaking news to the vast majority of the public, regular readers of The Last American Vagabond and Vigilant News have been informed of these conclusions since at least 2020 due to our ongoing coverage of this important matter. Now, although the conclusion of the final version of NTP's monograph is still strongly worded, it is likely to continue to be debated to certain caveats. For example, the conclusion mentions higher estimated fluoride exposures, which the scientists note are drinking water fluoride concentrations that exceed the WHO guidelines for drinking water quality of 1.5 milligrams per liter of fluoride. The NTP scientists call for more studies to fully understand the potential for lower fluoride exposure to affect children's IQ. Now, these caveats are already being used by corporate media to downplay the seriousness of the NTP conclusions. One of the most widely distributed articles from the Associated Press is actually headlined, "The U.S. government report says fluoride at least twice the recommended limit is linked to lower IQ in kids." So the mention of twice the recommended limit is designed to misinform the public by having them believe the conclusions do not apply to the U.S. government's currently recommended levels of 0.7 milligrams per liter of fluoride. However, buried deep within NTP's 324-page report, the scientists make it clear they believe their conclusions apply to the U.S. population. They write emphasis added. Now watch this. However, because people receive fluoride from multiple sources, not just drinking water, individuals living in areas with optimally fluorinated water can have total fluoride exposures higher than the concentration of their drinking water. In addition, there are people living in the United States who live in areas with naturally occurring fluoride in drinking water that is higher than 1.5 milligrams per liter. The NTP scientists take it one step further and conclude this. This indicates that the moderate association or confidence in the inverse association between fluoride exposure and children's IQ is relevant to some children living in the United States. I mean, they're just dropping a bomb. They're saying that they're putting poison in our bodies, in our products, at levels that are toxic. Now, as many of you guys know, I don't want to be unprepared for the toxicity of really where life's at. And that's why I've been trusting My Patriot Supply for years to keep my family ready for the unthinkable. The Omega 3-month emergency food kits are amazing. Let me tell you why you should get these and stock up on emergency kits. Number one, they're jam-packed with 33 varieties of delicious foods. Two, that includes chicken flavored rice, old-fashioned Italian spaghetti, and even savory cheesy broccoli soup. They have good flavor. Where's the flavor? Plus, they have 9 different fruits and vegetables. And third, You also get a protein kit with beef, flavorful chicken chunks, and 3 varieties of beans. The way I see it, I'm not looking for handouts when things get bad. I'm protecting my family with my Patriot Supply. And right now, you can get $300 off their mega 3-month emergency food kit at preparewithvnn.com. That's PREPAREWITH, Get their mega 3-month emergency food kit today at preparewithvnn.com. Now, as I mentioned, it's pretty crazy what's going on here. Now, one of the things about the study that I think is very, very important that we mentioned is this. NTP scientists long battled to preserve the science. That the report coincides with the ongoing legal battle between the U.S. Environmental Protection and Fluoride Action Network. The lawsuit began following the EPA's 2016 decision to deny the plaintiff's petition under the Toxic Substance Control Act. FAN is attempting to prove the fluoride is a neurotoxin and should be regulated or banned under the TSCA. The second phase of this new lawsuit concluded in February, but Judge Edward Chen has yet to rule on the matter. Now, the final version of the NTP monograph has been released. Chen may soon decide to issue his final ruling. Now, the thing is, NTP's landmark report confirms that there is a large, consistent, and reliable body of scientific research linking fluoride to reduced IQ, and that the dose associated with lower IQ are precariously close to what hundreds of millions of Americans consume every day. Condon said via text. Now, emails released in early January 2023 as a part of the lawsuit reveal that various elements of the U.S. government appear to have been involved in a concerted effort to block the release of NTP, a draft report which concluded fluoride is linked to lower IQ. And so why do they continue to do this? I'd love to have your best suggestions down below. Don't forget to like this video, but also really give me your feedback because this is quite fascinating. If you want to get more videos like this direct to your inbox to stay up to date, sign up for our newsletter at vigilantnews.com. And if you also want to follow us on social media, we're on X and on Rumble at Vigilant News. My name is Elijah Schaefer. Thank you for watching Beyond the Headlines. Have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.